All right, welcome back. Welcome back. This is episode Treyway.
Trey.
The Rappers Anonymous podcast. Hi, my name is Divine Ba, and I'm a rapper.
What's up, niggas? I'm something better than entrepreneur and rapper.
Hey, man, so
Bitch.
once again, for those who have gotten to tune in to the clips for episode 1 and 2, we appreciate y'all. For those who haven't, go check them out. None of these episodes are running concurrent by any stretch of the imagination, so if you need to watch them out of order, feel free to do so.
Yes, indeed.
Episode 3, we starting this off with a nice banger. Pause. We just finished shooting.
Nice banger.
Nice banger.
Oh,
Gang
nice
banger.
She game changer.
Yeah. Speaking of, so a perfect segue. We just got through shooting.
I'm a strong black queen surrounded by fine women. Straw mango.
Oh shit! Shout out to Straw Mango.
Straw mango.
On a fire ass segue, we actually just got through shooting a battle, myself versus something better, and it was dope, man. Y'all gonna see it coming soon. Not sure what's coming out before, if it's the battle coming out on the podcast, but y'all will see it. We have been promoting it. Those who got to attend, we appreciate y'all. Those who didn't, oh well.
Catch the next one.
We'll
be doing more shit. We'll be doing more events for sure. And we're just working on it. We got a grassroots understanding of how to do this shit. So the next one is going to be a little bit better for sure.
Hey yeah. So, all right. So our first topic of the day is, how you feel about the battle, bro?
I think that shit was ill. I think we did that. I think, first of all, it was fun. Like, I ain't battle rapping 8 years.
That's my first that type of battle. I mean, I've done freestyle battles and the verse for verse type battles. I've done that, but I haven't ridden around and got the back. Well, almost actually.
Like destroying the nigga, basically.
Right. I had that. The closest thing I had was the Instagram ciphers. If I remembered your name, I would include you in there. So pardon me. We'll tag you in here if we can.
Oh, you ate that.
Shout out to Pharaoh. Shout out to Icon, the guy who won that tournament. But it was a tournament on Instagram. We got to do freestyle battles. It was verse for verse for the most part on IG. You had 60 seconds to go crazy, and it was dope. I feel like I got robbed, but it's neither here nor there. But since then, we was able to put some stuff together, and we had a 1 round, 3.5 minute battle per round, and this man went crazy. He had a fire ass Jin Kazama line that is still my favorite round. So yeah, it's y'all.
That nigga cooked me, literally. That nigga cooked me with a crazy ass breakfast scheme. He had a crazy ass potato on the barrel line. This shit's stupid.
Yeah. So, oh shit. So I mean, we wanted to do it, just for those who were curious. We wanted to do it to be able to spark people's interest. For the MCs who wanted to just come out and really display your talent and show that you are nice with your pen.
Shit, not even just MCs, lovers of music, lovers of lyricism, lovers of hip hop, lovers of culture. We're trying to build a community of culture. We are linked up with Artists of Asset right here. Shout out partner Gage. Shout out Hippie Juice. I'm on.
Shout out to Hippie Juice Factory. Y'all go
holler at
to see what that's about.
Hippie Juice Factory, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere on Instagram all the way up. Blunts and Brunch, December 18th.
December 18th.
Yes, sir.
2 weeks. Yes,
come up, pull up and support, you know what I'm saying? We linked up and tried to do this shit, and we just been throwing events, and we're trying to build a community. At least me and Bob been thinking about building a community for artists, specifically in hip hop, but for all black culture alone, making sure that we have a place for them to rap, have fun, eat, drink, talk about records, talk about their favorite music, create. Might be a photo room one day, might be public events, something. We just trying to have a blast, basically. We just want to have a blast and have fun with people. I think people don't have fun like they used to anymore.
Not at all. Everything's everybody got a hidden agenda when they go out to do stuff. So we want to bring that feeling back of just coming out, having fun, meeting new people, and getting involved in learning about your favorite artists. Because we gonna be your favorite artists if we ain't already. So just imagine you get to learn your favorite artists, and 5 years from now, you get to tell people, oh yeah, I went to school with such and such, or yeah, I used to be in the venues when something better than Divine Bar was performing. Like, yeah, now
You get to do those.
yeah.
Like,
So we want to bring that feeling back when other artists get to mingle with each other, and now you know you can create memories. So yeah, and so the battle was just the first part of that. We definitely, like Bella said, we definitely plan on doing more than just battles, have music sessions. Shout out to Gage, he wanted to pull out the exact same thing and create a hub for artists.
Yeah.
So we plan on being a part of that. As for the next topic, I would say, so how would you say, has your opinion on what we talked about in the first episode changed on the musical process? Has your process changed since we talked about the whole frustrations of being an up and coming artist?
Oh yeah, definitely. The way I look at, actually, it was funny. We just only 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
basically. But I move fast, so I look back at that video and I don't agree with a lot, but I still accept it. I still have the same sentiments. I think they're valid, but the way I look at it now, just like find out what is driving your force. We put the Caravaggio video out. Shot
Go
by
watch it,
Mel,
go check
featuring
that out.
Biggety. Go check that out. The
Shout out
track
to
drops
Mike.
on the 8th. The track actually will drop on all platforms on the 8th.
It's 5 days from now.
Yep.
If you're listening, that'd be
5 days.
December 3rd right now, so I'll be on the lookout for that.
And we'll run that shit up. We're at, last time I checked, 83 views. We're trying to get it to 100, and after that, we're taking it to 150 and then 200. So I need y'all help, go support. But yeah, I was just looking out to have a more optimistic view of things. I had a conversation with my big homie Rod Lava. He was just like, "You're never a bum ass nigga until you quit." The thing about quitting that makes you a bum ass nigga. And I know I ain't about to be no bum ass nigga, so I just started looking at shit different. It's like, all right, well, I got a whole week off from work. Instead of bitching about what I don't got, let me go try to work these resources out. You know what I'm saying? And try to get me some work on something, read something. I just got like 5 books from the library, you know. So I mean, in these times, you just grow yourself. We at the 5-year mark. This is usually where shit changes. So the way I look at shit now, yeah, it changed a little bit, but I'm still realistic, but I'm hella optimistic at this point.
That's dope. I feel the same way. You know, you have your days with your ebbs and flows as an artist where you kind of question a lot of things about what you do. And I do that from time to time, just more so evaluating. But over the last couple of weeks, just trying to figure things out, I feel like doing the podcast, doing just other media content, putting ourselves out there on video where people can see us physically instead of just listening, it's gonna make a difference. And so I would say I'm hopeful compared, I've been more hopeful than I was in the first episode. So yeah, we definitely plan on releasing more episodes. We definitely plan on allowing for the people to be able to see us on a routine basis. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Gotta get these ladies and gents out here, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, and sooner or later, live podcast. I mean, I want to make it like a community. I want to have a community. I want to help others. I want to have artists on here sometimes. Be able to ask them questions people we're fans of. Like,
It really dope.
personally. Okay, next topic, right? So, you know, Takeoff shit just happened a month ago, right? It's been about a month, so I think it's fair.
Damn, time went by fast.
That a bitch. So, how do you feel? First of all, we will never blame hip hop for violence. Violence is the choice. I could say you can influence someone all day,
people
but
are
it doesn't mean you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
People are hip hop, so
And on the same tone, hip hop was never always about violence.
nope.
Like from the beginning of hip hop was a party dance type of situation. It got social political because we wanted to talk about what was going on in our neighborhoods. But they made us violent because they felt like we was just trying to talk about violence for the sake of being violent, not realizing, no, we're trying to point out what's happening in our neighborhoods. And that is violence. So y'all not used to it, so you call us thugs because we're telling you what's going on in the hood, and you're not paying attention to the fact that no, we're reporters. We're not gangsters in the middle of committing crimes, telling you about how we commit crimes. I mean, now we are as a culture doing that shit, but at the time that wasn't a thing. And then they got the gangster rap, which even in gangster rap was mostly, this is what I could do to you, or this is what I used to do, but I'm not even glorifying it.
Let me show you the
this is
lessons
what
I
I had
learned
to do.
from doing this dumb shit.
I had to get it out the mud, and this was me getting it out the mud. So I like to say, like you said, hip hop can't be to blame for something like that. It's unfortunate that Takeoff is doing that, but without hip hop, that event still could have happened. It just so happens that Takeoff was famous, but not to throw make a light of the situation. When they say niggas die every day, niggas die every day, like over
every
dice
time
games.
I open my phone, bro.
Yeah, and they say if people who say, why did he die over a dice game? Never had a dice game, or never was in a dice game before. Because if you've been in a dice game and there's money on the line, or if you have any type of competitive situation and money is on the line, people are gonna be bound to argue, fight, and yeah, blood can be shed. So
let me also say this: I hate to be this nigga, but like, when are we gonna learn to stop? You can't do good shit anymore. There's that you can't. Why?
Because it ain't on us, it's in us.
But why? You understand? Okay, I don't say that all the time, but bro, like, I'm not arrogant enough to believe that niggas will hate you because you have a good spirit. Remember I told you what I got? They called HR me for positive reinforcement. So when I'm famous, worth millions of dollars, I'm not doing dice games publicly in the heart of third ward. I'm not going to Roscoe's in the hood with all my chains on, with my female, with no glizzy. And no security it's at night, nigga. I'm not going.
It's like it's effect because on one hand you grew up doing something, so it's almost like think of something that you've done kind of off and on all your life.
Yeah.
Just whatever that is. Like,
I go take myself out to eat and I go to movies in the morning.
Right. So that's a lighthearted, positive reinforcement thing.
Right.
So you get rich 9 times out of 10, you're gonna continue to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But not even because you rich, but because that's what you've always done to bring you peace.
Okay, that's right. And I understand that.
I think that's part of why you get people who from the hood who've been doing this shit and they can't stop. Not necessarily because they're not in a position to, or they don't know that they are who they are. Sometimes they really don't know who they are. But sometimes it's just this is what got me peace. This is what got me and my homies together to do dope shit. This was one of the dopest things that we got to do was shoot dice. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's one of those things where this was my movies. You went to the movies, we went to go shoot dice. And I knew that in high school. That was the thing that some of the homies used to do. We go to the corner before a game or after the game, or some people ain't playing, they go in the corner of the locker room and go shoot dice. And that, and they was homies, so they argued and might fight. Ain't nobody have a gun, but
that's don't fight because they're friends.
Right. I mean, they do fight because they're friends. They just don't kill each other over being friends. I would hope.
I'll keep going.
Yeah. So I mean, with that, in that situation, I would just more so say, if you gonna do your hood shit, there's nothing wrong with being who you are. You ain't gotta stop being who you are.
Make it work.
Just be smart about it.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say. Okay, we understand that, right? But
how would you upgrade that?
Nigga, you're worth millions of dollars. You got money,
right? Because I would do some fly shit. If I take off from the Begets,
I'm making it some fly shit.
The flyest shit, hood shit in the world.
And not even that. Security. You could do it at a B&B. Yep. It's watched over. You got surveillance. You're orchestrating it. Nigga, and it's none but your people that you invited.
Invitation only.
Nobody
bring that blick.
No blicks. None of that. We're not here for none of that.
Right. And I mean, it's needless to say, there's a way to do your hood shit without it ending up in a hood way. And
I'm not telling niggas they can't do what they
might go as far as saying, well, no, then it ain't authentic. Well, okay, you sit your dumb ass over there and get shot up.
Yeah, go over there. Go back to where you started.
Right, for real. Because you just have to understand that when people say you changed, we have to get out this narrative.
I sure did. I'm changing.
We have to get out. Well, and it's a duality to it. Because in a sense, you change with your situation. So if
you change with experience, you change with money.
Right.
The way you move is going to be different.
Think about it from a basic level. We didn't start out as kids wanting to shoot dice. You learn to do that from the older kids or the adults that was in your neighborhood, whatever the case may be, and you picked up on it and it became fun. But had you been in an environment where y'all was doing some other shit like playing football or basketball like I was doing, that's fun. That was the thing that you got to do coming up. So it's not like we was born to be dice shooting, 40 drinking stereotype guys. That's just a product of our neighborhood. So that also means if you can learn this behavior, you can learn something new. Right.
Trey, what do I say all the time? when I call you, I'll be making a joke, but I'll be dead ass serious. I'll be like, nigga, when I blow up, you're
Gone.
Gone. I know exactly. Legal team, a loft, because I don't like houses unless I'm selling them. Like some nice ass loft I can live in for a long time. I got 3 different streams of income, and I got a passport. I'm gone, nigga. And the money goes back into the music,
Right.
goes back into the brand, goes back into the making more money.
And it is what it is. Like I've always had a dream of putting myself in a position where I can have to me, I could correct me if I'm wrong, Houston, but the first black-owned grocery store in South Park. I'm aware that it's South Park, so I'm not just gonna do it how any other type of thing. I understand that there's a reason why there's not an HEB in the hood. So I would have to take provisions and understand what that looked like. But at the same time, my approach would be to achieve my own goals is to set up an environment where people feel like you ain't gotta be apprehensive. You ain't gotta go to events feeling like you have to move a certain way because somebody might be there. No. When you come over here, this is neutral ground. You come in this motherfucker, it's gonna be some shit for you to do. The price is gonna be somewhat reasonable. We're gonna give people jobs, give you an opportunity to find a reason not to do this. Because that's one thing I learned from football that my strength and conditioning coach used to tell us. It's a million reasons not to do something. So you can think of every possible reason to, in this case, to do some dumb shit. Because it's so easy to get into some dumb shit, to get in trouble, to do something that's not gonna be worth it after you get caught up on it. But find one reason to do it the right way. Just one. All you need is one, and use that one reason to get you through. Yeah, I know I can come over here and go onto the opposite and fuck with some hoes, but that's the opposite. Or I know I can. Yeah, I know I can go and sell this dope, make a quick buck, but do the risk outweigh the reward?
Shit, not even on no criminal shit. I know I could go. I gotta walk through the enemy hood to get home, to get to the library though. I mean, walk through the enemy hood to the library.
Right. It's only so much.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing I'm saying. Or I could take a shortcut, go to this my partner's spot, and lay low for a minute, do my homework, come home, still go to the library because the niggas gonna be gone by the time. You feel me?
And then on the flip side of that, as somebody that's becoming one of the elders, why not talk to the people who you're afraid of and say, hey man, let's get back into these morals. I can't tell you who not to have beef with, but I can tell you who to aim
There's
for.
other ways to aim.
Learn how to fucking shoot first of all.
Fact.
Why there should be no such thing as a straight bullet, in my personal opinion. Because first of all, from a practical standpoint, bullets are expensive.
Then a
I like to go to
motherfucker
gun range.
got a gun.
And yes, guns and bullets are expensive.
Guns are
so
expensive.
I'm not
however,
shooting.
You niggas is not broke.
You
You niggas is not broke.
Go busting 30. Like that's way too many bullets. I don't need that many bullets to kill you. If I got problems, I'm gonna settle this with the minimum amount of effort possible. And I'm aiming for who I'm aiming for. I don't even to kill somebody that got nothing to do with what I'm doing.
But bro, it shouldn't even get there.
I mean, it shouldn't. That's all I'm saying. I can't tell nobody. That's why I say I can't tell nobody who to beef with, who not to beef with. Because when somebody get killed in a family member, it's hard to tell. Hey man,
It's hard to tell niggas.
I'm not a pastor. I'm not gonna tell you to forgive them. What would Jesus do? I'm not even on that type of time. All I'm saying is, if that's what type of time you on, just make sure that's who you gunning for. Don't shoot up the block, because Gary, you have to remember, he's not the only person living there. Yeah, he might have killed your brother. I understand that. So why you gotta give somebody that ain't got nothing to do with it in there? Don't. Like I say, the
and then know what comes with that.
Right. The original value should be no women, no kids. No women, no kids. You aim for who you aim for, and that's it. If y'all do y'all thing, yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. I would really hope black men would learn to just not kill each other in general. But maybe if we can take baby steps. Okay, at least aim for who the fuck you aiming for.
Or
make sure
by himself.
Make sure he by himself.
They used to give niggas passes if they was what they seen.
Right, and some people still do because they live by the code. But when you don't live by a code, you ain't got no morals. You don't expect to live past a certain age. You tend to give a fuck a lot less than the next person who really feel like they want to do something with their life. And that's one thing I've learned in the industry is that so many people say, damn, well, I didn't think I was going to get past 21. I didn't think I was going to get past 22 or 19. So they live reckless just off the strength. Well, I feel like I'm probably about to go anytime anyways. So I might as well do what the fuck I want to do. And I get it. But at the same time, if that's how you feel about your life, don't put that on everybody else.
Right.
That child is 9 years old. If you can't put a period on his life just because you don't think you're going to live reckless, just make sure you do your due diligence and make sure that, hey, if I'm going to do this shit, let me only include the people who doing this with me. Because the people, the innocent bystanders, the families, the grandmas and all that, they didn't ask to be a part of that. They trying to raise and see these kids grow up to continue the generation, and not to get on no preaching shit, but we just don't give a fuck about that no more. And
well, someone's giving a fuck about it, but it's not in the face of people.
Yeah,
Someone's
sure.
giving a fuck about it. I want to say a general statement. Shit, do you feel what that's it for? I know you was on my ass about this. I'll be on the discipline shit. And we're gonna talk about relationship standards with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And how communication is. I think
Gears.
huh?
So we switching gears.
Yeah. But it still goes into conflict. You know, like conflict wise, I realize shit can just be solved if people just stop. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of shit that we bitch about as a community of the US that doesn't even hold. A lot of these things are just choices. Why do you think it's so hard for people to take accountability and just stop? How, like it's like the equivalent to. So I think Martin Luther King fucked us up. I'll eat that, y'all. But here's my reason.
I've said that before.
I think he fucked us up, and
Integration.
like I said, I'm not one of these niggas out here. I'm not marching. I don't do it.
I am.
And the reason I don't do it, he is. But the reason I don't do it is because I'm not as committed, and so I'd rather not do it at all.
I respect that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm gonna talk about it. What I will say is, what I notice is, you can just notice. It's like the woman running to the nigga that treat her like shit every time and keep getting beat the fuck up.
Well, you know what that is. That's Stockholm.
Okay, so so take the Martin Luther King situation.
Dependency in
Why we keep trying to? Why don't we just stop? Fuck white people. And not in literally.
No,
but like
that's the number one question.
Fuck, like why? We got our own
So-
shit. We make the most money in America. We generate the most dollars. We have
Facts.
the most value.
Trillions.
We create culture. We run the
Trillions
culture.
of dollars.
Why don't we just stop? And I don't mean, nigga. I wear fly shit too, nigga. Okay.
Shout out to my
We
son.
are. Look,
My son did a little thing where, or somebody else actually.
with the Nike, he threw away all the Jordans.
Right, but even then with that, they were saying like, just imagine if you have a group of people, regardless of race, gender, whatever, a group of people who spend on a routine basis a trillion.
Trillions of
It's
dollars
more than
on
that, but
sneakers.
let's say $1 trillion. No company is worth $1 trillion.
Right.
So just imagine if for 1 year we just pick a company and
Not
say
even year.
we're gonna blow
A
them
week.
up
If we
and
just
we're
do a
gonna
week.
stop this company.
Just
we can
stop a
shut
week.
down Amazon. Because Amazon, they might be worth $1 billion, but they ain't worth $1 trillion.
Right.
Imagine if all black people say, I'm just not doing Amazon for six months. They would go bankrupt. But I think it's two parts to that. It's the Stockholm Syndrome, being so used to a certain system and being dependent on a system that has oppressed us for so long.
Why are we going to?
It's a hopeless feeling.
I'm not going. Okay, let's take situations like the Black Lives Matter, or like
The movement or the corporation.
just the movement and corporation.
That's two different
Fam,
entities.
I don't do it, and this is why I don't do it. This is why I'm not in these streets, and this is just me. I think everyone should feel they should do what they want to do. I love my people, but there's some shit that I'm gonna call the fuck out when I see it, and a lot of shit we do is stupid. A lot of it can just be avoided just by not going. And let me tell you why. Because we've been marching for years to the people that have slaughtered us
Yep. And then went back to
consistently, and then will give us bullshit, a bullshit reward,
Right.
to get us away. Someone drops an album, or we get distracted, and we do the same shit over when they kill us again.
True that.
And then I think like, well, why don't we just stop trying to go fuck with them? How about
The last protest I went to.
like that's why do we keep trying to be accepted? They not gonna stop. So you either shoot back or you like what we gonna do?
I said the same exact thing the last protest I went to. The police, when I was specifically speaking on police brutality at the time, but it's like what people don't understand is, yeah, you can riot, you can do all this shit in your own neighborhood if you want to. People got insurance, they're not really worried about it. But what they cannot go against is your money. They can't force you to spend money with them.
It's a
Balenciaga,
capitalist society.
Balenciaga, Gucci, Hermes, these people don't even advertise for black people. Like, They might throw a black guy, a woman in there from time to time, but for the most part, they know for a fact they don't have to because we do. This money-making culture in hip-hop that we do, all it takes is for Migos, what they just started doing with Takeoff and Quavo. They had a song where they was talking about infinity links. Didn't know about that until then, but just watch how crazy it's about to get when people buying infinity links talking about they got an infinity link chain because it's stronger than the Cuban. And
that's gonna be the new shit now.
Yeah, just because Migos said it.
Yeah.
So just imagine if we start doing that and Takeoff start or Quavo or Offset start saying some shit his homie got going on. You're gonna be like, damn, what the fuck you talking about? What type of chain is that? What type of tattoo is that? What type of
then you
shirt
gonna
is
see
that? Oh,
niggas
that's
start
him.
getting
Oh, we gotta
money.
go start fucking with him.
Right.
And I seen not that I've seen white people do it, but I've seen the culture do it in stocks. Where a couple years ago with the GameStop shit, GameStop stocks overnight into like $300 to $500, just because a group of people decided, hey, let's just see what happens, and it went crazy. People made money, and then it went away, and they started trying to implement shit to keep that from happening again. But just imagine if a people, not even all of us, if a good majority of us just said, you know what, I don't really like this shit. Balenciaga just did this racist ass commercial with the kids and nooses and pedophilic undertones to it. Imagine if we just said, we ain't fucking with Balenciaga no more. I ain't wearing no shoe. You can't do nothing about what you already bought. But don't buy nothing else. Just stop. Just keep your money in your pocket and put it behind somewhere else. There's other fashion designers who are black and are black owned, or even not black owned.
Store. Welcome.
Or even if it's not black owned, just they just not racist.
Yeah.
Just to start there.
How
We gotta
about
go
that?
black owned. Just go to somebody that fuck with black people.
Yeah.
And then take your money from here, put it here, and watch what happens. People gonna start apologizing. They're gonna be begging like, oh no, I'm sorry, black people. Let's do some Black Lives Matter shit now, because we want your Black Lives money.
Right.
So I mean, but
Let's come together.
we can't get out our own way a lot of times. And I've seen in the comments, niggas say, well, I'm still gonna do this. You still a lame ass nigga because you ain't wearing this, that, and the third. So people just like to argue for the sake of being for the sake of being argumentative. And
I started helping myself.
You got to. And I mean, I don't want to get too much into the details of this because we'll be talking about this forever.
Yeah, we can do this all day.
Battery's running low, so we're gonna come to a close
already.
Part 1. And we are gonna pick this up on a part 2, people. I really appreciate y'all listening. I hope we're not getting too preachy on this.
Let's do one more time.
We both got a lot to talk about.
One more before we go.
Stop recording.